Alrighty, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday night and we are ready to do some card making. So for those of you that follow me all the time, you'll notice my background looks a little bit different. I actually have a satellite studio set up in Albuquerque at my mother's house because I'm down here visiting her right now. So that's why it might look a little bit different. So let's keep our fingers crossed that her internet will stay working and that I have brought everything I need to do these cards tonight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Brown. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome. I'm really happy to have you here tonight. So let's take care of some housekeeping and then we will get with it. So for those of you that will be placing an order with me this month, there's the November hostess code. You can order through me at juliebrown.stampinup.net. Don't forget, you're only going to use that hostess code, 1, if you're in my monthly stamp club, and 2, if your orders are under 150. If they're over 150, you will want to get your own rewards. You can email me at Julie's Creative Stampin' without the G at gmail.com. And then my Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram pages are all Julie's Creative Stamping. The only exception to that is my YouTube channel is juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping, where this video will be uploaded later with all of the PDFs for the cards that you see me making tonight. Also, don't forget to check out my blog at juliescreativestamping.com. Tons of information for you on the blog about stamping, how to get started, different types of stamps, pretty much anything you'd want to know about card making and stamping. So make sure you go check that out as well. All right, let's get that out of the way. Okay, so for, again, those of you that are new, if you want to ask a question, you can type it in the comments. I am live on Facebook, YouTube. It is something that I upload to YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can still type in a comment, ask me a question, and it actually sends me an email. And so I will see that and get back to you as quickly as I can. All right, so I've got to switch some lighting around here for just a second. And so things are going to get a little bit bright. So hold on. And all right, let's look at what we're going to be using tonight. So I am going to use the Above It All bundle. When I saw this in the mini catalog, I knew I was going to get it because I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we actually have a tram that takes us up to the ski area here and up to the top of the mountain in the summertime so that you can walk around. So I knew hands down that I was going to be getting this stamp set. So I wanted to play with this and show you some really fun ideas with it. But it is a bundle. It comes with, let me move this. It comes with this really cool stamp set, which has a large tree, small tree, some leaves here. This is the little gizmo that holds the tram onto the wheels. Now, obviously the tram, and these are if you want to decorate the windows, and then it has these really fun sentiments. Now, as far as the dies, it has both the dies. So this die covers this one will cut this out. This one will cut this out, this one will cut this out, this one will cut this out, and then it has these 3 standalone dies and when we talk about standalone dies, hey Mel, the standalone dies are dies that don't necessarily cut out something you're stamping, but just enhance both the stamp set and the die set. So let's get started with our first set that we're going to be, or card that we're going to be making. So I'm going to be doing some blending here. Hey, Janet. Glad you guys could make it. Again, if you guys are late getting here, I have told you, you can't see my background now, but I am down in Albuquerque. So let's hope the internet is, it's probably going to be better here than it is at my house. Mine has been crazy lately. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come in with this balmy blue ink. And we're going to do some blending. And these are brand new blending brushes because I forgot my blending brushes and had to put an order in and have it delivered here to Albuquerque. So we're going to go in and we're just going to bring this color in. Now, a lot of people ask me, why do you start off the page? And the reason I start off the page is because I don't want to get any like darker areas or smudges. And so that's why I do that. So I'm just going to keep coming in, and we're going to get this to the color that we like by just blending. And sorry for shadows, there's nothing I can do. I have worked and worked and worked with the lighting down here, but I got to work with what I have. And so I know that there's probably going to be some shadows, but it is what it is. Actually, maybe if I turn, let me see if I turn the light more this way, if that helps with the shadows. That might make it worse. So we'll see. All right, I do want this to be a little bit darker up here. So we're gonna, and that's the nice thing about blending, is you can just kind of keep blending until you get the darkness that you want. That's what I'm talking about. See that little smudge right there? Because I kind of started off, but then I kind of pushed a little hard right there. Nice thing is you can keep blending around it, and eventually that will all blend in. Sorry, with these, when you get a brand new blending brush, it actually takes a little bit for it to want to pick up a lot of ink. My ones that I have up in Farmington are actually really seasoned, and so they pick up the ink right away. And so it's picking up the ink just fine. It's just lighter than normal. So bear with me. I don't think I have to get a whole lot down here, but I do want to bring in a little color here, and I think then we'll be good. And I apologize in advance because I did not bring down my mini Stampin' Cut machine, so everything is going to be with the big one down here. That's what happens when you're traveling and trying to set up 2 different stations. All right, so we're going to leave that how it is for now. Let me put that up. And then we're going to do, actually, let's do the stamping first and then the die cutting. So then I'm going to bring in a smaller piece of basic white and the Night of Navy. And again, you'll notice I have some of my older stamp pads because again, I had to bring both my older stamp pads down here because I'm going to be having some classes up in Farmington. December 2nd, will be my Christmas card class. And because of that, I had to make sure I had stamps at both areas. So I'm just going to make sure I've got that inked up really good. And then I'm going to have to ink it up one more time. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because when we're using photopolymer stamps, the silicone mat kind of helps it get a smoother look. Okay, so we're going to stamp that one. And then we're going to bring in this little bracket or brace because I'm going to need this one as well. And then what else? Oh, and then we're going to do some small trees. So let's get this out of the way. Let me bring my chamois out. Isn't it funny how you get used to where things are? And even though I have been working down here for a couple of days creating cards, I'm still so used to reaching to my right for everything, and that's not where everything is down here. So it's been kind of funny because I find myself reaching for where I think it's supposed to be, and it's not. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp 5 of these little tiny trees. And what I'm going to do to get some variation in color is I'm going to stamp 1 full ink, and then I'm going to stamp, this is called second generation or stamping off. So we're going to do that again. And then we'll do 1 more full ink there. So let me bring that closer so you can see it. That's just a really good way if you only have 1 green stamp, but you want some variation in color. And then I'm going to kind of show you too. Let me stamp that off. I could even stamp it off 1 more time and it lightens it up even more. So that would actually kind of give me 3 shades of green just by stamping off. So I know it can be overwhelming when people first get started with Stampin' Up because they think they need to get every single color, which, yeah, it's nice to have them all, but just always realize, you know, start with the color family that you like and then use this technique that I just showed you so that you can get those different shades and maybe only have to buy like one green pad to begin with. The same thing as with the blues. I could have stamped off and gotten some different colors. Okay, let me see how this is going to fit here. So bear with me. I think I'm going to have to put it this way for you guys to see. All right. Okay, so we're going to bring this in, and then we are going to bring in the dies. And we're going to do some die cutting. Oh no, I'm frozen. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Okay, I'm not showing frozen on my end. Can you guys let me know, am I still frozen? Because it's not telling me that I'm having any issues at all. Oh, sadness. Well, I'm going to keep going because even if maybe I'm frozen with you guys, it'll videotape this and I can put it on later. You know what? Let me take a hot second to pull it up on my internet and see what's happening here. So let me know if I'm... Okay, you can see me? Okay. All right, good. Okay, well, hopefully that's going to be okay. So I apologize if it's not working for some of you. But I'm not getting... Usually when you guys tell me I'm frozen, I get a little error on my end. And I'm actually not seeing that error this time. So hopefully... I mean, not hopefully, it's just you, Mel. Okay, better now. Okay. But I think it might be on your end instead of mine this time because mine is showing fine. So, all right. I was a little nervous about that because I'm in a new place. So, trying to do this. All right. So again, as you guys know, I always use these little Post-it note tabs to hold things in place. And that's just because I have a bad habit of, oh, I do want to show you on this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but a lot of people want to line it up with this bar right next to the bottom. That's not how this lines up. You actually have to push this down so that it's towards the top because you want it to cut out this bottom section because that's how you glue it onto the tram. All right, so just, can you guys see that white space? You want that white space just like that. And this is one stamp set that or die set that I wish they had given us a couple of these little trees. I should have cut some of this out ahead of time. Again, guys, bear with me. I've been a little discombobulated here for the last couple of days, but we're getting her all together. All right. So we're just going to put that top. So I basically have plates 1, 2, and 3, then your paper, then your dies, and then the other plate 3 is how this goes on. Alrighty, so we're going to pull these off. And you guys get to watch me do a lot of die cutting tonight since I did not do it ahead of time. All right. So see how it cuts those windows out of that. And then this little piece here, see how it leaves that white at the bottom? That's exactly what you want. All right, let me move this out of the way. Alrighty, guys. So while we're doing this, I did On Stage at Home, which is a usually it's a convention that we go to in person, but this year Stampin' Up chose to do it what was called On Stage at Home, and it was tons of fun. I got to see, I already have seen the catalog for the mini. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I actually today, my order came in, so I already have my order in from that. Because when you go to On Stage, whether it's online or in person, you get to order before everybody else. So I've already got my stuff in and I'm super excited. And I'm going to start playing with that. And I'll kind of probably go back and forth and show you guys some new stuff, but also show you guys some stuff in the mini catalog, because the mini catalog's live, but it's going to be gone pretty soon. The stuff in that's going to be gone pretty soon. So I think it's important that I show you that stuff, even though some of you may already have your Christmas cards made. There still might be some of these sets that you want, because you're going to do Christmas cards again next year, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need that other dark one. Okay, almost there, guys. Actually, we're not. I have to cut out one more thing, but that one will go pretty quick. So yeah, so anyway, it was really fun, and they had a little DJ going on during the breaks and making us stand up and dance it out. So it's so funny how even online Stampin' Up makes it fun. So yeah. All right. So yeah, so all of these events that Stampin' Up has are open up to demonstrators, and just because you're a demonstrator doesn't mean you have to have a business and do what I do and demonstrate all this stuff. You can be a demonstrator because you want the discount. But as a demonstrator, you get the opportunity to go to any of the events that Stampin' Up does for all of their demonstrators. Okay, so now I'm going to use this really big die here, and I'm actually going to cut it out twice, even though I'm only going to use one side of it, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second, because I'm actually going to use one side of it and then the center for what I'm going to be doing here. And I know that makes absolutely no sense right now, but it will when you see me put the card together. All right, so see how fun this is? This is one of those ones that cuts and embosses. Oh, see, I was afraid. Okay, let me see if I can, there we go. Cuts and embosses. I really have to finagle the lights around here. So then I'm just going to put this on this side. I may not get to all 3 cards tonight. I'm sure going to try, but we may go over the hour. So I'll understand if you don't hang out the whole hour if I go over, but you might want to come back and watch the replay later if that's the case, because these are 3 really fun cards. So this piece I'm not going to use, so I'm just going to set it to the side. All right, so now let me move this out of the way, and then we are going to start putting this card together. Oh, that's heavy lifting that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be building on this right here. And this is going to be the first piece that I put on. Or no, that's not. That's actually the second piece. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, this is what I call dry running. So I'm going to do a dry run, and then I'm going to kind of see like what part of this I want underneath here to form that mountain ridge, like so. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on the back of this, because I kind of know I want this section. And obviously I'm going to be doing a lot of trimming off edges. But I just wanted to show you guys how you could use the middle of this and still get a really good look for those mountain ridges. And I think I might have gone a little bit higher. Yeah. didn't want to go quite that high, so we'll come down. Where's my silicone mat? So I don't get a bunch of glue. All right. Wasn't quite paying attention, so I'm going to use my glue eraser on this. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. Actually, I didn't let it dry, but I'll put a tree there to cover that, so not a problem. Then I'm going to come in with this piece and just kind of do the same thing, because I do want it to go all the way over, but obviously I'm going to be trimming quite a bit of this off. But it's kind of cool how you can take this middle piece and use that instead of wasting all of that in the middle. Because I just didn't like the way when I put these two together, it just didn't look quite right. It looked like two different ski runs, which I guess if you were doing a ski scene would have been perfect, right? Let me grab my snips. I was looking to the right again. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut along this edge and get all of that extra off. All right, so then look at that, perfect. So then what I'm going to do is, let me think what I want to do next. I think I want to go ahead and stamp, oh, I knew I was forgetting one of the stamps, and now I remember which one it was. All right, so actually, I need my really long, here it is. I've got brand new blocks down here too, because again, I needed an extra set down here. So I'm going to pull out, this is actually the tram wires. I don't know if you guys can see this on here. It's this stamp right here. And these are the tram wires. So what I'm going to do, because it's a photopolymer, it tends to bend. So I'm going to lay it down flat and pick it up so that it doesn't do that. Then I'm going to bring in some black Memento ink. And we're going to ink up the wire. You guys can probably hear the tapping. And then I'm just going to come in with that. And I want it to go up in this corner. We're just going to lay that down like so. All right. Then the next one we're going to be using is, I forgot to pull that one out too, is, where's it at? These are like the little wheels that run the tram up and down. Like I said, Stampin' Up! Was so detailed in the way that they made this. I mean, obviously somebody went and looked at one of these trams so that they could figure out how this works. So we're going to stamp that like so. So let me bring it closer so you can see. The closers are going to be a problem because of the lighting in here, but we're going to do the best we can here. So let me clean these two off, and then we'll try to move a little quicker to get this one done so that we can get on to the next one. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, oh my gosh, move all this out of the way. I'm also having problems with my chair. All right. So we're going to bring all these little trees in. So I want to show you this kind of close up so you can see. Remember I told you you want that white part right there. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a little bit of liquid glue. You could use glue dots if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do a little bit of liquid glue. And then what you're going to do is just kind of line this up so that it centers in the middle. And then you take that blue all the way down to the top of the tram. So do you see how that's cool? I was right on my stamping. Oh, thanks. All right. Let me move this out of the way since I've got some ink on it now. You know what, I'm going to clean that just in case I need it for stamping or anything next time. Oh, and I'll show you how easy these clean off. So you just kind of take a baby wipe and then you can clean any glue, and then it just needs to set for just a hot second. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to kind of look at the placement of how our tram is going to be coming in. And then based on that, I'm going to look at where I want to put some of these trees. Well, we know we got to have a tree right there because I did that. But what I'm going to do is just kind of lift this up, and we're going to stick one tree right there, even though the tram might cover it. And then I'm going to come in right there with another tree. Conveniently, a tree can go right there and cover that little boo-boo. All right, and then I'm going to come in and do a couple more trees. And one of the things that can help you when you know you're going to be putting stuff behind other things is make sure that when you're putting the glue on, you only put the glue like down lower, because then it allows you to be able to lift and put things where you want them. All right, so then we're going to take this little tree and it's going to go right here. And then this little tree is going to kind of go in that crevice between the two mountains. Just kind of fit it right there. All right. Then what I want to do with the tram is actually pop it up. So because I'm going to pop it up, I'm going to go ahead and grab the card base, which is going to be Night of Navy. I know I'm like moving slow, guys, but it's just because, again, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to my new little setup. So we're going to go ahead and stick that on here. But I mean, you guys are seeing like, how quickly this card goes together. Now, what I'm seeing here is a little bit of hangover. And so I'm going to try to trim that. All right, there we go. Because I want that to be straight down there. So we're just going to lay that there. And then I want to pop this guy up. And so I'm actually going to use a combination of, actually we'll just use the big ones and I'll just cut what I need. So I'm just going to kind of, because I want this to be even, you do want to get, some pieces like up the center and stuff. And so to do that, I actually need, let's see, I need to find one that I haven't. There we go. I need these like little edges right here. And actually, I think it was yeah, it's the mini dimensionals that has this bigger edge right here that allows you to cut exactly what you need to go on this middle section here. So I'm going to pick that up and stick it like right there. Pick this up, stick it right there. But do you see how I mean? This was just a little bit easier. I could have done it with the larger dimensionals, but it would have just, I would have had to finagle a lot more. And so now what I want, well, since that one came up, we'll just go ahead and do this one. So I'm just going to cut this one in half, and part of it went flying. And we're going to put that right there. Hopefully it's not stuck to my, where's the sticky side? Okay, this one's going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and put another one. And it's easier if you cut them when they're on here, on this little holder. And then this is where I want this piece, you can see how these are a lot thinner on this end, and I need a super thin one, and that might even be too big. So I think I'm just going to cut this little edge right here because I want it to be super, super thin. And then that's going to go on this little bracket up here. Okay, lots of dimensionals, right? All right, so now we're just going to pull those off. When I say pull them off, I mean pull the top piece of paper. I'm not pulling the dimensionals back off. I'm just going to pull these off. Whoopsies. All right. And then this is just going to go on here, and it is going to like be over some of the trees, which is fine. But I want it to go up kind of between those wheels. And it probably actually should have been, I haven't pushed it completely down. Let's see if I can get it to pull back up. One of the things I always do when I'm using dimensionals is I try not to push it down real hard when I first put it on the page, just in case, like what I just did, I get it in, all right, those stayed on. Oops, okay, I'll just leave those there, and hopefully, well, we'll just do it without those. I'm gonna bring in my glue eraser. All right, I think it's got enough. So I actually wanted it below the wheels. But that's one of the reasons I don't push it down hard at first. I just kind of set it on there until I make sure I like where it is. Then I'm gonna come in with this Warm Wishes and the Night of Navy ink. And we are going to stamp this sentiment. And again, I got to get my card straight so that I can get my sentiment stamped straight. Sorry if my head's in the way. And then we're going to put that Warm Winter Wishes right there. Let me clean this off. And then we're going to do the inside really super quick. And I'm going to need another one of the stamp sets. I knew I needed more of the, oh no, I think I already have that one out. Yep, okay. Okay, so for the inside, what we're going to do is we're going to take these bigger trees and we're just going to stamp them down here in this corner. Again, we're going to do the stamping off technique. Hey, Shanine, welcome, welcome. So we're going to just do this one here, and then I'm just going to stamp off and do another one right there. Okay, again, I just like that it makes it 2 different shades, makes it look pretty cool. And now I have lost my chamois. Oh, there it is. Told you guys, bear with me in a new studio. So it's going to take me a while to figure it out. Okay. So it's going to say Warm Winter Wishes on the front, and on the inside it's going to say here's to a season full of wonder and cheer. And then we're going to add some embellishments, and then we're going to be done with card number 1. All right, so let's see. Hopefully that's straight. Yay! I always get so excited when I stamp straight. All right. And then we're just going to put this on the inside, and then we're going to add some embellishments, and then card number 1 is going to be done. So that's going to go on the inside. Again, I was just thrilled with this set just because of, you know, Albuquerque having a tram here, and I, during my childhood, went up that tram quite a bit. So I'm actually going to be using the adhesive back glitter sequence. This is actually part of that Berry Cute or Berry Christmas suite. And so I'm just going to grab some of these And we're just going to put some of these just kind of wherever. Because we kind of want to make it look like, you know, snow has come to the mountain. There we go. All right, what do you guys think? There's, here, let me see if I, sorry about the lighting. Killing me, Smalls. All right, so there it is. Warm winter, and those are sparkly. So warm winter wishes. And then here's to a season full of wonder and cheer. Yay, card 1 done. All right, let's look at card number 2. Again, using the same stamp set, same dies. This one we're doing a little bit more stamping, but we are bringing in some different colors. So for this one, I'm gonna get all my pieces out. We're actually gonna be using Blackberry Bliss and Lost Lagoon for this one. So I'm gonna get this stuff stamped first. And then we're gonna stamp, we're gonna kind of stamp a background a little bit. And I'm gonna show you that. All right, so we're just gonna ink that up really good. Oh, where's my, again, I do like to use that silicone mat underneath these. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Janet. So this one is going to be Blackberry Bliss. We're kind of using the same pieces, but I just wanted to show you some different colors and different ways that you can use this set. So there's that and that. And then we're going to stamp here. We're going to stamp there is a Happy Holidays, and we want that in Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to try to get this stuff because we're going to die cut this in a hot second. Just stamp that in the center. Let's clean these and do some die cutting, and then we'll do the stamping, because once we do that, then the last little bit of stamping we'll be able to put this whole thing together. I like Blackberry Bliss, if you guys haven't noticed. Oh shoot, I smeared that. My bad. I must have somehow got it a little bit wet from the... All right, so for this one, I actually brought in some different dies. I brought in these Nested Essential dies, and we're going to use one of these here. Again, these are, you know, guys, you can't go wrong buying these dies. I think I want to do the one smaller. You're going to use them a lot. I use these all the time, and it's definitely worth your investment. Okay, I'm going to move this just so I can bring in the die cut machine and get the die cutting done. And then we're going to go to town with stamping and, oops, and building stuff. If I can quit throwing stuff on the ground, that would be good. All right, so let's bring this in. I think we can get everything die cut at the same time. Oh my gosh, I'm really smearing that. Okay, I'm just going to turn that over. Where's that at? I smeared that a bunch. I don't know what happened. Let's see if I can stamp on my die cut machine. This will be interesting. It works. Woohoo! Do not do as you see me do. No, I'm just kidding. I've actually done that a lot in the past, but wasn't sure if it would work today. So let's see if I can manage to get this centered without smearing that. These are one of my favorite dies. Well, you guys know anything with stitching I'm crazy about. So we'll move that up there. We'll bring this in and we'll do these dies again. So again, remember, you line this up with this line at the top of this bottom section because you need that little white section at the bottom so that you can attach it to the tram. All right, and then we need the tram. And make sure that you have these up in these windows. The first time I did this, I wasn't paying attention. And I actually cut all of this stuff out of the bottom because I had this turned this way. So don't do that. I keep smearing. I must have got too much ink because Blackberry Bliss is everywhere. Not that that's a bad thing, but. All right. Let's get the plate, get this stuff through, set it aside so it can obviously dry a little bit. All right, so let's set that down, put that back where it goes, and let's pull these off. And we're just going to set all that to the side so it can dry a little bit. Because apparently I inked up that stamp a bunch. I always forget which ink pads I've re-inked. And then I get a little overzealous when I'm inking them up. Okay, let's move this. All right, so now what I want to do while that stuff's drying is get that dimensional out of the way. All right, so this time I'm going to use this big stamp, and I'm actually going to kind of create a forest scene, but I'm going to use an unusual color. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon this time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start at the top, and I'm going to bring my forest kind of down and around. And then I'll bring this down because I kind of want to leave some white in the middle. And so let's watch how I create this. So I'm just going to start, and I'm going to start off a little bit because this is going to be kind of my first look at where I want things. And then I'm going to come right in right away. I think I want this one a little bit higher. Okay, and so I re-inked there. Okay, again, fully inked is going to be kind of down here. And then I'm going to come in and redo that second, because let me tell you what that does. When you do that lighter and the darker, it makes it look like your trees are closer and farther away. And so that's what I'm looking for here. So now with this one, I'm actually going to bring this one down. And then we're going to come up here with the second one. Okay, now I'm going to start building this down here. So this tree I kind of want kind of high, not too high, but because remember, I'm trying to create a little path here. I think I'm going to do my darker ones first because then I'll kind of know where my path's going to go. Okay, so now I can come back and let's see. I think I actually need to, sometimes you have to be careful when you're stamping off like this because if you want to come back in like this one needed to be tall, some of the ink that was down here on the stamp would still be fully inked. So we're just going to stamp off, and then we're going to come in, and then I might even do like a couple more right there to give it more of a, there's some trees that you can barely see off in the distance. All right, so see how I've left that path in the middle? Now, there is a stamp that you can buy, a stamp set that you can buy. I believe it's called Fragrant Forest. It is one big stamp, and that's kind of what I was trying to emulate here. So let me see if I can find it in the book because I do want to show it to you. Now what have I done with my book? Oh. Oh, and by the way, this one can be found on page 40. But we do have, these are two like full-size stamps. Let me see if I can find them. Of course, because I want to find them, I can't find them. Let me just look in the back and see where they are real quick. Because I really want to show these to you. Page 27. Oh, they're way back here. Okay. I would have never found them. Okay. See this right here? This is what I was trying to create. But obviously these trees were a little different, so I couldn't do the curve and then the curve down. All I could do is this first curve. But if you wanted to make it easier on you, you could just get this Fragrant Forest stamp and stamp one time, and then you've got your scene. So just wanted to show you an easy button if you don't want to do all this stamping. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our card base, and we're going to start building our card. Actually, I think I'm going to build on this first really quick because I always trim my stuff a little bit bigger. And so when I'm layering, I need to build it not on the card front, just in case I need to trim. So I'm just bringing in a Blackberry Bliss strip. And then we're going to turn that over and snip and snip. All right. Then this is that Snow Magic. And I know it's just a little tiny piece, but look how pretty that is. And I just wanted to kind of put this all the way on this edge over here. Because I wanted to bring in some sparkly, just a little bit. And the fact that it was Lost Lagoon was very helpful as well. All right, so we're just gonna lay that down. And again, like I said, I always cut mine just a smidgen big because I would rather trim it like this than have it too short. Okay, so now we're ready to put this on our card front. Like so. Oh, I forgot to do my, okay. I knew I was gonna do this. I kept telling myself, don't forget, but I definitely need to find my, hold on one second. I need to locate. Oh my gosh, what did I do with my mat? There it is. Okay, because now I'm gonna have to stamp the cable lines. And I'm going to have to mask this off because I messed up and didn't do this ahead of time. So you can either use masking paper, or I'm just going to bring in some of this and cover this so that we don't get that in there. My bad. So we're going to ink up the cable line. And now the last one we had going up, this one we're going to have coming down. And so I think we want it about right here. Oopsie, there we go. Let me clean that. Now you'll notice that those lines don't go all the way through. Obviously I should have done this first. If I was home, I would have my black marker to fix that, which I will do later. But I would just take a little black marker and finish that off. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because I, didn't bring that either. All right. So this one, we kind of want this to be kind of in the middle. So we're going to bring that in. Voila. Just stamp it right in there. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. All right, and then we're gonna do the whole pop it up, but let's go ahead and put this on the card front. So you'll notice how even though I had adhesive on here, by putting it on here, I was able to pull it up just fine, and this is still sticky. So that's another, I love our silicone mats for that reason. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always will glue something and then go, dang it, I wasn't ready for that yet. Okay, so what we're going to do is just put this on first. This is going to go down flat. And remember, I had to restamp. Oh gosh, that came out. That was huge. Restamp that because it kind of smeared. So this I just kind of went in this corner down here like so. And then I am going to real quick color some rhinestones and let them have a hot second to dry. So I'm bringing in my Blackberry Bliss, and I do use my brush and tip for this. But again, you want to be careful and not push down too hard or get too crazy with this, or it'll, you know, fray the end of your brush tip. So that'll sit right over here for a second. All right, so now let's build our little tram. Sorry, I was trying to get that piece. All right, so again, when you stick your glue on this part right here, the last card is actually going to go together really fast because I used Designer Series paper for that one. All right, and then again, you just want to put that on there so that it's centered and that that line right there is attached to the gondola. All right, let's go. I'm going to be kind of quick with these. Well, oh my gosh. All right, sorry for all the banging. It's like I have smaller space to work with. Actually, I have a longer space, but a thinner desk. So bear with me as I make it through here. All right, so we're going to grab this one, and it's going to go here. And then I think I'm going to use some minis for here and here. And then we're just going to cut those center ones because I really think it's important to put those on there to support that center. You guys know I don't use a lot of dimensionals usually. So when I'm using a lot of dimensionals, it's probably because it's a good idea. All right, and then while I have this, I'm just going to go ahead and cut a little tiny piece for that top section. And then we're ready to put this on, do the inside, and then we're going to be done with this one. And like I said, the last one's going to go pretty quick. Now, I did see somebody, so just so think about this, I did see somebody use this little tram and I think it was they die cut or they punched out some wheels for it. And so they put like little wheels on it. They put a campfire. So they made it and they put like a little hitch. So it looked like a camp trailer. Super cute idea. So but that's an idea. So this one I want to kind of hang straight. The other one I allowed it to be at the angle, but this one I wanted to hang straight. So that's going to go down like so. And then let's do the inside, and then we'll put the embellishments on. So the inside, pretty much the same as what we did with the other one. We're just going to come in and we're just going to use that same sentiment because I like that sentiment. And then we're going to just put some trees at the bottom. So do you guys like that scene that I made? I did point out the stamp you could use to buy where you could just stamp that on there and you don't have to build your own scene. So I'm giving you two ways of doing it. I gave you an easy button tonight with that fragrant forest. Boy, say that 3 times fast. Stamp. But you know, I like stamping and I like creating and I like trying to create my own scenes. So it's always kind of a challenge for me. It's kind of like challenge accepted. All right, so we're gonna do stamp. And then we're gonna do a little one right there. Stamp off the bottom, bring this in there and stamp right there as well. All right, and then we're gonna put this on the inside. We're gonna finish with our embellishments and then card number 2 is gonna be done. So does anyone have any questions on any of that? Oh, you like the trees, yay. Yeah, Blackberry Bliss and Lost Lagoon, they're really good colors together. Some of my favorite. All right, so let me find those embellishments and we're gonna stick those on. And those are just gonna go right here on the sentiment label, just to give it a little bit of bling. All right, card 2 done. What do you guys think? There you go. So this one's going down. The first one was going up, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys how you can like build your scene like I did on the first one, or you can just use some stamping and, you know, do it this way where you're not die cutting as much. And then there's the inside. All right. So last card. I kind of forgot what I did with this one, so we shall see. Oh, I remember now. All right. So this one, we aren't actually stamping. So I brought, this paper is from One Horse Open Sleigh. So this is the designer series paper. And this time we're using Misty Moonlight as our base colors. And so this time we're just going to be cutting out the gondola and then the, okay, I've lost the dies. Oh, there they are. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you what we're cutting out because this is another one of the dies that I haven't shown you yet. So basically we're just going to kind of cut that out. I think that's the only thing. Yeah. And then we're going to cut out the gondola. And then this time we are going to cut out this standalone like hitch thing. So it's going to be like that. All right. So let's bring in the die cut machine and we'll cut these out. Like I said, this one's going to go pretty quick because not a lot of stamping on this one. We're taking advantage of some designer series paper and some die cuts for this one. And these I'm not even gonna like tape in place because they pretty much should stay, because I'm not having to like cut out something that I've stamped. I don't worry about taping these down. Oh, thanks, Shanine. I'm so glad you like my cards. All right, so now we just kind of cut all these pieces out. All right, let me get this out of the way. No. Okay, now one thing that I did for this one to make it a little bit different. Well, first let me show you how this goes together. So where's my take your pick tool? It's amazing how I can start and have such a nice clean workspace, and it takes just the first card, and I'm a hot mess. All right, so how this works is we're just going to put a little glue on the back of this. Let me get my silicone mat back in here because I don't want to, sorry, I dropped something I need to pick up before I roll over it. All right, I'm just going to bring this in because I really don't want to get, anytime I'm doing like, especially like detailed pieces, This would have been a good piece to use our adhesive strips on the back of. So I'm just going to put a few little dots there. Then we're just going to bring this in, and then this just kind of decorates the bottom. Yeah. All right, so that fits on it like that. So look how cute that is. And then I do want to point this out just in case Susie watches this later. So these little pieces that you push out, I've just got to show you this. You could use those 2 dots as eyes. And can you see the little bow? That could, whoops. That could so be a bow tie on something. So I've done my due diligence and telling you what you could make with those. I'm not doing that, but you could do it, right? All right. Okay, so now for this piece, the way this goes, golly, is this one is actually going to go like this, and you want these 2 little pieces right there to kind of stick above the top of your tram. So what I'm going to do is actually put my glue here so it gives me some wiggle room. And then I am going to come in with that. And then, can you guys see that? You just kind of want it. Whoops. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. See how that works? Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do with this one is I brought in some of the Simple Elegant silver, because that reminds me kind of the wires. And the cool thing about when we use this one is we can string this through this little mechanism here. And then that's going to allow us to make a fun page. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in my Misty Moonlight, and I am going to stamp my sentiment onto the Designer Series paper. Let me get it straight. Well, my paper's not straight, so this should be fun. So we're going to get that straight, and then, you know, about right there is where I want it. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I probably should have done it a little bit lower, but I will work with what I did. Oh my gosh. That would have been a block hitting the ground. All right. Okay. So I'm going to kind of do a crisscross thing. So I'm going to kind of put this and kind of look at where this one's going to go up here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of trim this. But then I wanted kind of a straight piece on there as well. Again, I'm going to bring back in that silicone mat because I'm putting adhesive on the back, and I'm going to kind of be working with this. So this line, I'm going to start on this side because I want it to go just above that sentiment. Let me get it to stick. Okay, so I want it, but I want this one straight, and I want it just above the sentiment. So let's cut this and flip that around. All right, so can you guys see what I did here? Just above the sentiment. This doesn't like to hold real good with the, I think I'm gonna have to do glue dots, but we'll see. Yep. Let me bring in a glue dot. Okay, well that one went somewhere. I will be finding that later. Okay, come on, glue dot. All right, so I'm just going to kind of put a glue dot there as just kind of an extra, and let me just get it lined up. Yeah, the glue dot tends to hold this Simply Elegant a little bit better. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was the that was the glue dot that I lost. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I know now that I need to use these glue dots. This one I need one down here because it's gonna kind of start at an angle. So let me pull another one of these off. And it's gonna be here. And that's what I'm gonna start this end with. And I'm just gonna put the tip on this because I wanna make sure I have enough to do my crisscross. Sorry. Up to this corner up here. And then I'm gonna need a glue dot right there. So we're gonna put one right up here in this corner. You know, and I don't know why the glue dots tend to work better with this twine. Oops, and just as I say that, it comes loose. Hold on. Oh, they're all coming loose. This just needs to be glued down in place as quickly as possible. Oh, it's because I did pull that off. I thought that was the extra one. Okay, hold on. So sorry, guys. I thought that that was the glue dot that I lost, and it was actually the glue dot that was holding that piece on. All right, we'll get there. Bear with me. All right, I just put that in the wrong place. Oh my goodness. All right, I got this. I got this. All right, here. I'll just put 3 glue dots right beside each other, and then I can't miss, right? All right. So we're going to get that one and down. And then we're going to pull this one. I thought this card was going to be a little bit faster until the glue dot debacle. All right, and then this one is just going to come up here, and it is going to grab onto that glue dot back there. And we're going to trim off the excess. And then I'm actually going to get this on the card base as quickly as possible because that's what's going to help everything stay in place. But make sure I'm not killing my tram. So we're going to go here, here. Oh, sorry, little tram. And I'm actually going to try to go over the top of these just as a little extra. Hold it in place. All right, so let's bring in our card base. Sorry, I made that look way harder than it is. Just because I kept losing glue dots. All right, so once you have it down, then it's gonna hold in place really well. Okay, so now what I wanna do with this is I do wanna pop it up, but I'm not gonna have to put anything up here. I'm just gonna have to put stuff on the bottom. So I want to show you a little trick. So because it's on the wire, you can just kind of flip it up and over. And then we're just gonna put, will these fit there? Nope. I'll just cut this one in half. And then we'll put one there and one there. Now, I would normally like to, you know, like I told you, put some in the middle, but I really think this is going to be okay. So let's pull the top off. And then I'm not going to stamp the inside. I'll show you the card I did as my trial run. And then, so we're going to put that in there. Then we're going to come in with those embellishments again, and then I'll show you the inside of the one that's finished, just so you guys can see what I did on the inside. So again, we're just going to come in with a few of these gems. I'm kind of in love with these, you know. We did do a great big Very Merry Mega Workshop, which I hope everybody enjoyed. I had fun doing it, but I'm just in love with these embellishments. Okay, so that's the front of this one. So again, it would have been a little simpler if I could have got my glue dots to cooperate. But then on the inside, so let me just bring in the card that I finished, is just warm winter wishes with the little trees down here. So do you see how quick that was with just the die cutting and using designer series paper? All right, so let's bring in everything that we did tonight with this set, because it's a super cute set, super cute set. And I'm going to put it up again. It is the Above It All bundle. And so you can either design by stamping, like I did with this one, using designer series paper as your background, like I did with this one, or blending your background and then adding some of your own mountains and stuff. So everyone tell me which one is their favorite. Do you like the Night of Navy one, the Misty Moonlight one, or the Blackberry Bliss one? I'm just curious to see. So while I'm waiting for your votes, yeah, let me just, okay, let's go here. And hey, so I gotta dim the lights, or you guys think I'm like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So thank you guys for being here. Don't forget, the PDFs will be, once I get this uploaded to YouTube, the free PDFs for these 3 cards will be on there. I'm more than happy to have you do that. Oh, so, okay, so Mel, you like the Blackberry Bliss. Shanine, you like the Misty Moonlight. Haven't heard from Janet yet. So, yay. So, it's funny how everybody likes something different. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I am going to put up the hostess code again for anyone that needs the hostess code that might be placing an order this month. Don't forget, what is today? I'm so messed up. Blackberry Bliss. Yay. Don't forget, I think it was the 14th through the 16th is the, they're having a little bit of a sale, and then we're going to be having another sale coming up. So make sure you check out my this site that you're on right now, because I'll be putting other sales that are coming available. But anyway, guys, if you want to place an order and it's going to be under 150, please use that hostess code. If it's going to be over 150, don't use the hostess code, because I want you to get the rewards for that. But as usual, guys, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I'm sorry I was a little crazy. I'm working out of my little satellite studio here, so for those of you that joined late and the background looks different, that's because I am in Albuquerque at my mom's house. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I always appreciate it when you give me your time. And I don't think I'll be on next Wednesday. I might come on maybe Tuesday, because we are headed for family stuff for Thanksgiving on Wednesday. So anyway, everybody if I don't talk to you guys next week and I'm not live, please have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Remember those things that are blessings in your life. And you guys are my blessings. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.